And we're live! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Storm King's Thunder. Taking20 presents. Oh, getting some feedback here. So, I am your humble game master, and with me, as always, we have our four brave adventurers. We have Philip, Philip playing Cesare, our human Valor Bard.
Hoi hoi.
I almost said Philip, our human Valor Bard, because that just makes the most sense to me. Bran is playing, Brendan is playing Bran, our half-orc Totem of the Bear Barbarian.
What's up?
Rivermire is being played by Daniel, my younger brother, our Elvish Rogue Assassin. And, of course, we have Malachi, our Dwarvish Circle of the Land Druid, who is occasionally smelly from time to time. So, and that's being played by Chris. Alright, so guys, when we last left off, you had an interesting encounter with the Queen of the Court, followed by Shalvus. And things weren't going quite according to plan with your negotiations and trying to figure out what to do. And you guys ended up having the Queen drop you guys off in, I believe, in Eberland. And eventually, after kind of hooking up with Crowan and hanging out with the Harpers a little bit, filling them in on the whole situation, you guys eventually decided to travel down to Loudwater, which is where you ran into your favorite person in the whole world, Shalvus. And that is where things got a little tense, and in a back alleyway, and some negotiations began, if you could call it negotiations. And basically, Shalvus told you to hand over your conch that you had procured from the Dead Stone Cliff and the Stone Giants. Giving you guys a moment to kind of think, Rivermire called everyone over, and before anybody could react, he actually blew the conch, taking you back back to the Maelstrom to hang out with the Storm Giants. And after filling the Queen in on exactly what's going on, you guys were in the midst of devising a plan on what to do with Shalvus and the Zhentarim, while at the same time still trying to hunt down the information on the coin, the gambler's chip. So, that is where we will pick up. You guys find yourself in the Maelstrom, and you've had a full night of rest in the Queen's Court. And waking up, you guys have some decisions to make. So I'm gonna hand it over to you guys. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we all just woke up. We spent the night, so I'm assuming that the four of us are sitting around the hot tub right now, having our morning schwitz.
If you want to be, you certainly may be.
We're planning out our next steps. So, boys, we need to get this Shalvus here. We've already talked about it a little bit. The plan, as I understand it, Malachi, what is your role?
I will take the powers that nature's granted me, change myself into a mouse, and bring Rivermire with me, also in the form of a mouse. And we will attempt to ambush Rivermire, or ambush Shalvus.
Very good. Rivermire, you.
Pretty much what he said.
Yes,
He's going to turn me into some freaky animal that I still don't trust because, I don't care how many times I've seen it. But still, yes, we're going to do that. And then eventually, somehow he'll change me back. I'm not sure.
Or not.
I'll kill you. I'll bite your face off.
Oh, be careful, Malachi. He will bite your ankles. Very good. But please utilize your great sneakiness. Bran, whilst they are in rodent form, you and I shall be outside invisible. Should things take a unexpected turn, I shall teleport us into the establishment to intervene. At which point, you, my friend, will use your great strength. And then Brandon?
And then chop!
Not quite yet, but I like where your headspace is at.
Oh, that's
Grapple?
right. Yeah.
You
Me
were
and
grapple?
Shalvus in a room, alone. Well, River
If anyone gets that pleasure, it would be mine, Bren.
Keep that image in your heads for motivation. Brandon, when you wrap your mighty arms around the scoundrel, I shall blow the horn, taking us all back to the maelstrom. If we do not have to intervene, then we shall simply meet back with our friends here.
Now, I do want to remind you guys, as last week while you're making these plans, that Shalvus did tell you that he knew where the coin had come from. He knew where to direct you, and he wanted to trade that information for the conch.
Right. I think that's part of
And
why
if we had
grabbing
more
him.
time, yeah, if we had more time, then we would give him a broken conch that the uncle was going to make for us. But the queen has too much haste.
Mm-hmm. There's also some talk of giving him a conch that would take him to the bottom of the ocean, but I think we kind of want to get information out of him. And it's probably easier to do that surrounded by an army of giants than with his asshole wizard friend. Yeah. All right.
Let's go.
So,
Yeah, let's do it.
Tell me exactly what you guys want to do.
Okay, so I think we want to all go to Loudwater. We're going to split up into teams of 2 and look around for... Actually, before we go to Loudwater, I'll probably scry Shalvus and see if we can get some hint of where he's going to be. Then teams of 2, and then whoever has the first opportunity to, like, Dimension Door and grab him or sneak up on him as, like, mice or spiders, they're going to do that. Each team's going to have a horn, and we're going to just grab him and go.
That actually raises the point. We don't know where in Loudwater he will be. So when we
I'll scry him first, and that might
yeah. But I'm saying if that doesn't work, I think we will have to do a little bit of sneaky recon.
Okay, would Malachi say that he's going to scry him?
Yes.
Would Rivermeyer understand what he meant when he said scry?
We already tried to figure out
yes,
where the king was,
okay.
so yeah.
Because Rivermeyer totally remembers Crowan specifically saying he has no information on the mage or Shalvus because he can't see them.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So Rivermeyer will totally tell Malachi that because I just wanted to make sure that Rivermeyer knew what scrying was.
All right.
Right. So, counter proposal. Since we know that scrying will not work, I think we appear in the shadows. Rivermeyer and Malachi, you use your combined sneakiness abilities so that we might find, ideally, one of the henchmen of the Zhentarim, or, failing that, perhaps the small boy who has been of some help to us before, and also whose shoes I still need to steal.
And maybe the Zhentarim mastermind we've been looking for this whole time.
If we just sort of get lucky, yeah, sure. That's totally on the table.
So you guys,
Okay.
you guys tell me what you want to do here, and don't forget you do also have the amulets given to you from Crowan to protect you from scrying. He had made an arrangement with Rivermeyer that at the beginning of every day at sunrise, I believe, right? Sunrise or sunset? Sunrise?
Yep. Sunrise.
At sunrise for 10 minutes, roughly, Rivermeyer was going to take off the amulet so that Crowan might better check in on you guys.
Yeah. I'm going to go to an opposite room of where we are, away from the party.
Okay.
So
For like 10 minutes, because that's what I told Crowan I would do at sunrise.
So while he's doing that, the rest of us will go and just give sort of the heads up to the queen, like, hey, we're going to be leaving soon. Send us to Loudwater, but maybe either in like a cellar if you have that ability, or if failing that.
So
The queen?
I think it's best if we like are miles away from Loudwater when we come in. I don't want any chance of him knowing.
Okay, but I can only do invisibility for an hour, and I think it's probably the same.
I understand that. I'm saying we'll trek to Loudwater, and then we can do all our stuff instead of us appearing outside the gates.
I was thinking like in a cellar, ideally, or in a building. But
I don't know if she can do that.
I also don't know how magic works. So if that, and neither does Cesare, honestly. Maybe they would be able to detect it. I do not know. So, yeah, perfectly good.
So what exactly are you going to tell Queen Sarissa?
My queen, our plan is set. We're going to, we need you to transport us to Loudwater where we can capture this scoundrel and bring him back to face your justice.
Very well. And what assistance beyond just initial transportation do you require?
Well,
I, of
when
course,
he
will
gets
have my
here,
guards available. And you say this man threatened you in search of this conch?
We believe that he has the answers to this coin.
he told us he has the answers to the coin.
But
Not believe. He told us.
But even more than that, he has knowledge of the Maelstrom. We feel that he is high on the list of suspects for actions that involve you and your family.
We will
And if
make
not him, his
arrangements.
organization certainly.
We will make our arrangements on our side, and I will be able to transport you to Loudwater.
How soon will you be ready after you transport us?
If I need to be ready now, we can make those arrangements.
I just think it'd be wise that in this precaution, everything be taken in consideration.
Very well. I will make those arrangements. And she kind of signals over. You see her step over, talk to the guards. They kind of nod and look at each other. Like, you could tell that she's already chatted with them the previous night about kind of what was going to happen. And they kind of bustle out of the room. If you are set, I am prepared to help you arrive to your destination.
Cesare plays a sick lick on his lute. Let's rock and roll. Everybody's super pumped.
What is this rock and roll you speak of, Cesare?
Yeah, I know. What
I
is
would think of all people, the dwarves would know of the rolling rocks of the hill people's excellent musical stylings.
And so she walks you guys back behind the throne room to the same chamber as before. This is the third time, I guess, now that she's let you guys leave the Maelstrom, or maybe second. And soon you can feel yourselves being whisked and pulled and lightened, and you find yourselves outside of the town of Loudwater, not far off. Just a few minutes, just a little bit outside, in essence, along the road. And you see her kind of look around. Good luck. We are waiting. And you see her reach down and blow her horn. And she disappears.
All right. So we make our way cautiously towards the actual city gates, and once there,
And as you guys approach the gates, you basically see this is the first time that you've been taken to Loudwater and not arrived via the cellar in your bar with your circle of transportation given to you from the Harpers. This is the first time that you actually had to approach the gates. So you're really seeing the outside from the southern side for the first time. And you're coming up, and you can see the greenery along the walls that rise pretty tall. And you can see several guardsmen patrolling along the wall's edge, and a couple more stationed outside the front gate, kind of similarly dressed in their dark green outfits that you have seen them walking the streets before. Not necessarily... You're not really certain what their affiliation is with the Zhentarim, but it does cross your mind that perhaps they might be in their pocket. Maybe not.
Okay. Before they've seen us, if that's possible, does it look like the gates are open?
The gates are currently open, but there are guards stationed and posted up.
Gentlemen, perhaps it would be best if nobody reported our entrance into the city. Cesare, you have your magics with hiding us from sight, and I too can quiet our passage. Perhaps we should enter the city with great stealth.
That would sort of make the next part more difficult. That if I remove all of us from sight, I will not be able to do more than 2 people again, I think. Hold on, let me double check on that. What level is invisibility?
I think
is all
it's a
in character,
second
by the
level
way.
spell. If I'm not
I think you need to
mistaken.
cast it 4th to do all of us.
Yeah, I'd have to do it. Okay, so actually, yeah, no, that's not a problem. Okay, I guess I cast 4th level invisibility. Bloop.
I'll pass on that trace before he does.
Okay, so you guys kind of see the guards. You hesitate a moment. You kind of step off into the woods, and you are now invisible as you approach the gates. But you can't see each other, so you're trying to, I guess, maybe perhaps feel for each other or whatever. But in essence, you guys can travel.
Mm-hmm. We have all been invisible together enough times that we've worked out a system.
Yeah, I click.
That's a good system.
Nobody's allowed to hold on to my beard.
Nobody would want.
If anyone wants to, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's one interpretation.
It would literally be the stickiest mess afterwards.
So you guys pass through the gates, and the scene that you see here in Loudwater is much different than the past few times. There seems to be a little bit more of a hum, a little bit more of a bustle about the city. And you notice that there is a heavy presence of guards, far more than what you remembered the previous few visits to the city. Kind of walking around and talking to people and kind of stopping people and kind of alert, and around another corner there's some more. You could just see a lot more people out and about on the streets than there have been. And not just the guards, it's also the it's also the actual citizens themselves. There seems to be almost a breakage in stress, because Loudwater was taking on a lot of people, a lot of refugees from the nearby Lorth and Parnas through Dawn's Pass and Oralbar because of threat of Stone Giant. And you're not sure, since it's been about a 10-day since your visit to the Deadstone Cliff, if maybe that has something to do with it. But it does appear that the city is packed at this point. Strange scene for you guys from your previous visits.
Do we see any people who look like Zhentarim, which is to say, like the guys who were holding crossbows and shit on us earlier?
Actually, yes. You do see a few people that seem to have almost this informal uniform of the Zhentarim, dressed very similar to the way that the people that Shalvus have encountered you with previously. It's almost like this city, it's a little bit easier for them to be out and in the open than maybe in Neverwinter or in, Everland or anything like that.
Yes.
Anyone who is maybe looks a bit drunk or is very close to a shadowy alleyway?
I tell you what, give me a check here. Just give me an investigation check. See if you can't find somebody after a little bit that you're looking for.
Anyone good at intelligence?
Let's see.
Well, y'all are all invisible, so 21, Cesare. So what exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for somebody who I can an invisible group of people, or who could basically disappear off the streets without anyone noticing it, or be like Batmaned into the shadows.
Absolutely. So you look for a little bit, and you're listening for Rivermire's clicks, reminding people where to shift and kind of travel together through this busy streets. And eventually, you see a little alleyway outside. A little alleyway outside of a kind of a rundown bar here with the overgrown walls, and the windows have been recently broken, and there's kind of an old man sweeping up some of the glass in the front. But in the alleyway, you see two men in tattered clothes. One of them is holding a wineskin kind of downtrodden in between his legs, and they're kind of drinking it and passing it along, and they look really, really disheveled. Their feet are blackened and dirtied, and they kind of give the appearance of either maybe refugees or just a street urchin.
Okay, but no reason to think they're Zhentarim.
Not that you can tell. They look very much like they have seen some rough times, if you will. They do not have the polish on them of somebody who might be in disguise.
Yeah, I was really hoping to snatch a henchman, but alright, we work with what we have.
You're actually looking for a Zhentarim agent?
Yeah. I was hoping for a Zhentarim who I could snatch.
Well, with the 21 investigation, you could probably find one as well. So, as you continue on a little bit, I'd say that it wouldn't be hard to kind of watch the patrols for a few moments, and eventually you can find, because there's a lot of little back alleyways here in Loudwater, which is probably one of the reasons why the Zhentarim like it so much. And yeah, you could corner one if you'd like to do so. So after a little bit of search, you eventually see a male human that is kind of walking down an alleyway, checking, and he does have a sword on his side, a rapier, and a crossbow on the other.
Cool. I would like to invisibly walk up behind him and with a lute string garrote him.
Okay.
Like to death, or?
No, it's hard to fight back when you have a piano wire around your neck, but I don't have piano wire. I have, lute wire.
Okay.
As soon as I see him bring out the wire, I say, Cesare, we're not here to kill people. We're here to get Shalvus. Let's not
You wouldn't see
reveal
me doing it.
ourselves.
I'm invisible.
Whoa, do I see
Invisible, you wouldn't see-
the weapon or no?
No,
No.
not until he actually makes an attack on him. But Cesare, I would say that it would make the most sense for you to kind of tell the rest of the party your plans, especially since you're all invisible and you're having to stay close together through a bunch of little clicks and bumps and whistles and grunts to remind people where you are all traveling together.
Yeah, but okay.
If you don't want to do that, you don't have to.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna garrote this guy.
So
you guys are
won't
walking
he become
along.
visible as soon as he does that too?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
I'll just
So
make us invisible again. Doesn't matter.
you see Cesare pop all of a sudden into appearance, and the rest of you guys flash to being visible. The whole crew of you.
What?
Wait, wouldn't it just be Cesare?
I
Why
thought it was
not?
a concentration
No.
spell. Is it
It
not
is.
a concentration?
I'm not very
Invisibility,
good at
concentration.
It doesn't
But
matter.
why would
He
he lose
didn't attack.
concentration?
Hold on, give me a second. Let me read this. I thought it was for everybody, but it might just be him. Hold on.
Alright.
The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. You know what? I think the only he would appear. I think the only he would appear, and you guys would continue to be invisible. So
That was also my understanding.
I got you. So you guys can see Cesare as this guard begins to try to fight and struggle. Cesare, give me a strength check, please.
Hell yeah. Strength. Is that a save or just a strength?
Strength, and you can make it as make it at advantage. Yeah, absolutely.
Neat.
You can continue to basically hold this guy in place. He rolled an 8. He's incapable of. You totally caught him off guard. And so, what do the three of you guys do as you see Cesare grab Karat and basically start to pull this guy back to the corner?
I'm gonna terrify this guy because I'm gonna unsheath his scimitar, and then I'm going to basically point it at him.
Hell yeah.
But he won't be able to see you.
But I'll see his scimitar flying in the air.
That's true.
Oh, his scimitar.
Okay, so you're assisting on an intimidation check or a persuasion check.
Totally.
Bran, Malachi, what are you guys doing?
I think we're gonna
Yeah.
just do whatever we want. I'm gonna pull a rowboat out of the freaking
Bag folding.
bag of holding and just jump in it.
I have a plan. I'm not just doing
Hashtag salty. Okay. So let's do this here. You pull him back. Stop. Please.
So I'm pulling him in like just deeper into the alley, and as I'm doing it, I'm just going shh. It ought to be over soon. Shh. And I'm assuming Rivermeyer is continuing to just be terrifying with a floating sword that's coming really close to his eyes and stuff.
Yes. Is your intent to kill him, or is your intent just to control him?
My intent at this point is to control him and scare the fuck out of him, but not to kill him. I'm not gonna kill him.
Okay, give me a second strength check, please.
Yoke.
He rolled a 4. 12. Not a problem. You continue to hold him in place. And eventually, he's still fighting, but you can feel him starting to go a little limp and a little weak.
Okay, well, I don't want him to pass out. So...
Yeah, you're about to cause him to pass out because he's struggling so hard.
Okay.
So you loosen up the grip, and he can kind of feel you loosen it up, but he can't talk. So he's kind of waiting for you to say something.
Where's your boss? I'm invisible. He just hears a voice.
Mm-hmm.
What boss? Which one? Which boss?
Shalvus.
I don't know who that is.
I tighten it up a little bit.
Describe him to me. Describe him.
Dark-skinned. He has dreads. He thinks he's better than everybody. He's cocky.
Yeah. Just a sharp. Let me go and I'll tell you.
Loosen it up a little bit. Not let him go, but looser.
He's in town. He's here. He's hanging out with this wizard, Zazric or something. Something.
At the wizard's house?
Yes.
What do you do whenever you need to get him out of the house?
I don't do anything. I don't even talk to him.
When does he come out of the house? When does he come out of the house?
Whenever he wants. Sometimes he patrols the streets. Walks around like he owns the city. Please.
That's because he does. He has a wizard in his pocket.
I'll tell you. Just let me go.
I lick his ear.
A symbol.
You see my companion?
Bryn starts to make a crown.
Oh,
We all know where this shit's going.
My companion here will kill you. So, it's simple. Does he come out when there's commotion?
Yeah, probably, I'm sure.
Thank you. And I shove the scimitar in his chest.
fuck.
Isn't,
Wow.
Cesare holding him directly from behind right now?
Yeah, I don't do it. I just go...
Yeah, I mean, Danny is, Rivermeyer is very skilled with the sword at this point. If he wanted to stab him without stabbing Cesare, it's certainly possible.
and then I'm going to...
Yeah, so you're visible.
Speak to the group. Yeah, cool. I'll speak to the group. So, I understand that probably wasn't what you all wanted, but if he comes out for a scene, a dead body, and one of his dead gods, that's a scene. Not to mention he's an Zhentarim agent, and honestly, I don't care about any of them.
That's true, but now his wizard will be with him when he comes out, which is something we wanted to avoid.
That was always in the cards, Malachi. I feared there's little we can do, which is the entire point of our secrecy and skullduggery. While talking, Cesare is just slicing strips out of this guy with his rapier, just trying to gouge out and just make as big of a mess, bloody corpse as possible.
Okay. You proceed to mangle. Man, I'm so glad that I don't really give two shits about alignment in this game. Because I hate alignment.
I mean, I'm an assassin, so it doesn't bother me.
I hate alignment anyways, but it's fun. It's funny to me that you guys are so fucking ruthless. Yeah, so absolutely. So what do you guys want to do next? You have this dead, mangled body in the alleyway.
I'm gonna ask Bren, I don't know where you are because I can't. Yeah. Anyways, do you think
Hey,
that
boss.
you? Oh, yes, Bren. You could drag the body out into the street, and then come back.
Should I tie a bow first? Make it look pretty.
You can put your crown on.
By all means, Bran. That is a splendid idea.
However, Cesare Malachi, it's best we not be in this alleyway when he does.
What if we weren't in this alleyway, but a couple of spiders were?
Understood.
So I display him across the wall, splashes blood across the wall that they face, and in his blood I write, "You mad?"
He fucking memed the crime scene. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Shalvus. You gotta add Shalvus too.
All right, I'll walk over to Rivermeyer and I'll put my hand on his shoulder and be like, "That was a little fucked up," and I turn him into a spider. I say and then I turn him into a spider. I cast polymorph on him, like a little Daddy Longlegs style spider. If he chooses not to resist it,
Yeah, totally.
Cesare
I'll pick him up by
make
one
himself
leg.
invisible again.
You've turned him into a spider.
A floating spider, apparently, because Malachi's still invisible too.
Malachi
Probably
casts
not
a
when I
spell.
cast a spell, though.
Good point.
Bran is literally the only person left.
No, I just turned
And
him
he has
invisible again.
he has a little bit of blood on him, like from playing, so you can see like a little bit of floating blood and whatnot.
I will clean him off with Mage Hand.
Gross.
All right, so what are you guys doing here?
All right, so I'll carry Danny over to the edge of the alley and then also turn into a spider and climb up the wall. He's free to follow me if he wants to.
Yeah, Rivermeyer is gonna get in the best opportune area to, even if I have to jump and float with the web in the air to you know how spiders do that crap that annoys you. Yeah.
I'm going to, because Bran, did you are you planning to drag him out of the alley or just toss him out of the alley?
I think
I
he
would've
mounted him
carried
on a
him.
wall.
Yeah, I kind of mounted him against the wall as much as I can, like he's standing up, but as much as I could.
Okay, so is our plan for somebody to find him and then hopefully that'll draw Shalvus's attention?
Pretty much.
Okay. I'm also going to whisper to Bran, if this doesn't work, I'm going to make you an invisible killing machine. So the backup plan, if this doesn't get Shalvus out, is that I'm going to turn Bran, I'm going to do greater invisibility on Bran and just have him go around hacking Zhentarim's heads off.
Yep.
I kiss his flower
I mean,
on
assuming-
his chest, and it's just like a blood kiss on his chest.
Props on remembering that, by the way.
Mm.
All right, gentlemen. So
We can't hear you, Code.
oh. All right, gentlemen. So you have literally taken this body and thrown it into the alleyway, or no, or thrown it into the street, or you have just left it. And
I
you're
think
gonna lie in
we-
wait.
I
We
mean,
mounted
I
it
think our
and we
original
threw blood
plan
in the
was
street
to
to get attention, right? Some
I thought our
pieces of them
original
are on the
plan
wall
was
and
for Bran
somewhere
to
in the
just take it
street.
to the street.
Yeah, let's. We'll cut off the head. Or we cut off the head and bowl it into the street, and the rest
Yeah,
of the
and
bodies.
then
mounted.
Okay, so
Okay.
here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to know because I know what Deanie and I know what Rivermeyer and Malachi are doing. What is Bran and Cesare doing?
Can I hold up the head? Is it still visible?
Yes.
Can I
Don't.
make it talk with its mouth?
If you want to grab the chin and pull it down a little bit, I'd say that you could certainly do so. Is that what you want to do?
Okay.
I mean, I know that that's what you want to do, but is that what you're going to do?
I try to scare the group. I'm like, woo! And I, like, right in front of their face with the head. How do they react?
Oh my
Okay,
gosh, you
well, would it be possible to scale the walls of this alley to get onto the roofs?
Absolutely. Most of the buildings in this place are scalable because of just the overgrowth in the plant life.
Okay, before Bran, the most hilarious floating head in history, we agree that as soon as we start to draw attention, he and I are gonna invisibly run and climb up the wall onto the roof.
Okay. So you guys are on the roof if you want to be with the head. The other two are pretty close to the roof, a good section up the wall near the entryway to the alleyway, I'm assuming, as spiders. Correct?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Bran, you're on the roof. You're invisible. You have a guard's head. What do you want to do?
Zhentarim's head.
A Zhentarim,
think-
a Zhentarim guard's head.
Just throw it into the street. Just whoosh. Catapult.
I think Brand is gonna try to play this out like he's an actual ghost, and he's trying to scare people off. So he's trying to thin out the crowd. So he's like, ooh, with the head, and trying to just literally scare the shit out of these guards. See if they run.
Okay. So, man,
Hold on. Cesare from behind him is going to yell, "Your sins are coming back to you, city of loud water. Throw out the criminals, the unbelievers, the dark among you."
I tell you what. Give me a deception check
You're
with
not a
advantage.
performance check?
Tell you one thing,
Yeah,
I would
you know
run
what? I'll
if
take
I
a
saw
performance
that.
check. I'll take a performance check. Absolutely, I will.
Hell yeah, this is my first performance check.
Hey!
A 20.
I'm a bard.
All right.
Very nice.
I'm just going to make a little group check for the rest of the city. Pretty good, actually. People begin to lose their fucking minds. It all starts with one person pointing and shouting, and then you can see people begin to scatter and run away down the street. Now, how far do you want to go with this, Bran? Because, and the reason I'm asking is because Malachi and Rivermire are spiders in a very specific spot. So how far down do you want to travel? Chasing these people.
I try to find the guy that gets frozen in fear so I can corner him. You know, there's always that one guy that just can't move.
Give me a perception. Give me a perception check, please.
I mean, am I wrong? There's always that one guy.
You're in? Is that one?
Inspiration.
Yeah.
You
Seconded.
see a young, pimply, 15-year-old boy who is standing in the middle of the street, and he is not dressed very well, and he is very thin and frail, and he probably hasn't eaten a lot, but he has practically pissed his pants, and he's not moving. He's just totally frozen. He has a little bit of
Cowering, holding his hands to his
a few
face.
hairs coming in on his chin, and he's very, very young, and he's not moving. What do you want to do?
Dude, beat him with the head. Beat him with the head.
You there? Do you know where Shalvus is? The dreads, black man, Shalvus. And tell me, and I will spare you.
He's beginning to shake, and you can hear his knees knocking and his teeth rattling in absolute terror. And he begins to run the other direction as your head gets closer, closer. He finally gets the courage that fight or flight kicks in, and he is flighting now. And finally realizing what's going on, and so he just takes off running, and he's screaming, "Shalvus, Shalvus, 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 Shalvus!" And he's just screaming and running, screaming Shalvus throughout the town square.
Brandon Cesare, high five.
I thought Cesare was still visible on the roof, just crouched down hiding, right?
No, I turned myself invisible.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So it's really awkward because we don't know where each other's hands are, but eventually we connect.
After accidentally connecting with a few other uncomfortable misfires.
I think at that point, when he made so much commotion that probably everyone heard, I give up the gig and throw the head down, and I keep my eyes peeled for Shalvus.
Okay.
Remember, Bran and Rivermeyer are both the ones with the conches.
Mm-hmm.
A few minutes go by, and the streets in the area that you are in have quieted. The guards must have fled with the crowd initially from their reaction, but you are starting to see a clean, fine formation of the guards walking down the street towards you and where the head is at. There's a line of maybe a dozen or so of them with weapons drawn, kind of marching down. Behind the guards, you can see a few members of what you think the kind of unofficial uniform of the Zhentarim walking behind them, and they're all doing this, looking around.
I have a weird mechanics question.
Yeah, go for it.
The conch, it's invisible because it's part of my inventory. But if I would drop it on the ground, it'd become visible, right?
Yes. Basically, it was on your person. It was part of what you were carrying and wielding and when the spell was cast. That's why the sword that you picked up wasn't. And if it leaves your person, it will become visible.
And then if I pick it up again, will it become invisible again?
I would rule that no, it wouldn't.
Okay. I think that makes more sense, too.
But you could stash it in your bag, right? And then it would be invisible.
As long as it stays with me.
Yeah, I mean, basically, once the invisibility is broken, it's broken. Unless it's on him and another spell is cast.
So, yeah, do I see Shalvus?
You do not see Shalvus, but all four of you hear a large, booming voice. So, we're gonna play some games, are we? Or did you decide to come and bring me my conch? You know, I tried to be your friends. All I did was help you and help you and help you. And this is the thanks I get. It is exhausting, and I no longer need your cooperation.
In Spider, I say to Rivermeyer, man, that guy likes the sound of his own voice.
This whole time, the second Rivermeyer heard Shalvus' voice, he's just sitting there cursing him out loud, but he's a spider, so it's ridiculous.
It's no sound at all.
Like waving 6 legs, holding on
Yes.
to.
Yes.
So what's the plan gonna be? You gonna snatch me? Crowan can't even find you anymore, and you're clearly in town. What's it going to be? Blood? Or peace? You have 10 minutes to make that decision. And no, I'm not just threatening you. At this point, you guys hear a very familiar sounding voice. Malachi, you don't recognize this voice, but Bran, Rivermeyer, and Cesare hear, please, dear brother, please, just whatever he wants, just please make the pain stop. You have 10 minutes.
Fuck. Well, Cesare's heading towards the mage house.
Can we see any of this from where we are on the wall as spiders?
No. So the basic way that I have it is you guys are in between two buildings, halfway up a wall, and they are on the building on top of it, invisible.
Yep, that's about right. All right. I'm pretty sure the plan's working. We'll just wait here, right?
Rivermire is just going to.
You guys cannot communicate with each other at the moment.
Yeah, no,
just to be very clear with you, Malachi.
Rivermire is going to wave 6 out of 8 of his arms, and then climb up the wall. And then to the edge of the roof, and then if he can make anything out, even if it's a distance, he's gonna do the whole like I'm gonna shoot a little bit of web in the air and fly a little trick, and then turn back into an elf and rodeo. That's what we're gonna do. That's the plan.
You okay? All right, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna put a cease to the metagaming while you're in spider form.
No, I'm just saying.
You can tell me what you do when you do it.
I climb up the wall.
Okay.
And to the edge of the roof.
Okay.
So I can see.
Okay.
I'll
You two, Bran and Cesare are invisible.
Bran, at this point, you would hear Cesare just a really long string of cursing under his breath. And you can probably, I mean, I'm standing right next to you, so I just sort of like pat you on the back. Nice knowing you, brother. And I am gonna, as stealthily as I can, while furious, just climb down to this building.
Okay, we got a little bit of robot voice. Oh, okay, we got a little bit of robot voice there, and you broke up just.
Yeah,
a little
you
bit.
kind of cut out. What'd you say?
Could you give it to me one more time?
Nice. Sorry. I'm gonna just whisper to Bran, basically, nice knowing you. And then, as stealthily as possible, while extremely furious, I'm going to start climbing down the ivy and the branches and stuff, and then just start trudging towards the house where I know Shalvus is.
Without getting the rest of your group, you're going to do this solo.
Correct.
Okay. Bran, you can see the rustling of the vines, and you have a pretty good indication that he's climbing down.
Cesare, I think I have a plan to maybe lure Shalvus out here. Don't be hasty. And I speak up, Shalvus, we're just playing around. Here's the conch right here. Let's make a fair trade. The conch for the wooden coin, or the coin that you took from us. So I put down the conch and let go to make it visible. But then I put my invisible hand over it to make sure nothing takes it or moves it magically, and make sure it doesn't move, but he can see it.
Okay, so you're still on the roof. The guards are kind of coming down the alleyway at this point, and they've kind of closed in on both sides of you guys. Are you climbing down from the roof, or are you up top, on top of this building?
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
So the guards are like closing in on all directions?
I mean, yes. In essence, the guards are coming down the alleyway here towards this section, and they're kind of closing down and in on you guys. You're on the roof, so where are you putting the conch? Where are you throwing the conch? Are you throwing it on the floor? Are you climbing down and doing it? Give me a little better direction here on what you're trying to do.
I guess I just say that out loud and hold the conch in the air.
When you drop the conch, are you on the roof still is what I'm asking. Are you on the roof or are you on the ground?
I guess I would do it on the roof.
On the roof, okay. So you're on the roof and you're holding the conch up high kind of for everybody to see. And at this point you can see, once you do this, that the guards, you can see them pointing and kind of confirming, and across the alleyway from them, they're kind of doing the same thing. And they're starting to converge on the building. At this point, you have probably about 20 to 30 guards and Zhentarim agents.
And do I see Shalvus?
You do not see Shalvus.
Where are we as spiders at this point?
I mean, you're, I guess, at the very kind of top corner on the front of the building.
Okay. Would I have any recollection of what like a common type of bird in this town would be? Like, are ravens common or like pigeons common?
Yeah, I mean there's several types of different bird types that are that belong here, kind of in the south, that you certainly as a druid would be aware of. You know, is there something in particular you're trying to accomplish? I'm
just trying to like pick a bird form that's not going to like look crazy. Like I don't want to be like, you know, a giant eagle or a hawk.
Absolutely,
or something.
Yeah. No, there's zero problem. You can turn into a bird that's common to this region that you don't think would stand out at all.
Okay, I want to do that near Rivermire and then like wave my leg at him, encouraging him to climb on. If I can convey that, like point a talon at him, then point at my other leg.
Rivermire.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, you hop on. So the guards continue to converge. Cesare, have you climbed all the way down, or did you stop with Brand's warning?
So, in my mind, I would not have crawled back into the alley. I would have tried to basically, whichever direction I know that this manor is in, I would have crawled down that way to try to sneak behind the guys.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I said alley, but I meant like the street, like the alleyway of the street. So there's
so basically, my question is, if I think that I can still sneak around these guys, then yes, I did climb down. If I don't think that I can sneak around these guys, then I would have like stalled on the wall to see what he was doing.
Then you probably would have stalled on the wall to see what Brand was doing. The guards kind of look over at the conch, and you see a few of them aim crossbows, and you actually see from the divot in the rustling from where you've climbed down halfway, you see a couple of crossbows pointed pretty close to your direction, Cesare, as well. And you see a Zhentarim agent kind of step from behind. It's an elvish woman. Listen, this doesn't have to be difficult. I think we could work something out. Shalvus is very reasonable. He's just a bit under the weather. Under pressure, really. And frankly, he hasn't hurt that sweet little Alanya of yours.
Conch for the coin. Be sure to tell him that. Tell him to meet me here.
At this point, you kind of see her kind of sigh and hesitate. And you hear Shalvus' booming voice. I tell you what. If you want to meet me so badly, come up to the manor house. Besides, I think I got a couple of little presents here for you.
Alright, I'm going to fly over with Rivermire and start scouting in like normal, like, I mean, like circling, but not like in a suspicious circling, but more like riding the currents and kind of looking for like a good tree to scope it out.
At this point, when you kind of go up, you see something strange. You see a lot of the people of this town that were on the streets haven't gone into buildings to escape this little thing. They actually have been herded, and they're right along that special invisible bridge that you had seen with the fish jumping over and smashing into the side of it. And you can see quite a few oh, good God. Hey! Shut up! So you can see a few guardsmen and agents there, and it's clear at this point that the Zhentarim have control of Loudwater, because the guards are 100% working hand in hand with them. And you can see them kind of herding people in your bird form. You can see a large gathering of people near that bridge.
I am going to use Mage Hand to gently pull at the conch. Not like to try to tear it away from Bran, but in a way that's like, you know, I guess there's no reason that he would necessarily know it's me, but like this isn't someone not trying to take it from you, but it's someone trying to get you to give it to them.
You should give me a hand signal like Helen Keller or something like.
Oh yeah, this is invisible, bro.
Yeah, but you won't be able to touch it.
By the way, Cesare, as you cast
shit,
this
you're
spell,
right.
you become visible.
Okay, then I jump off the roof as I cast the spell and land, and I yell out to the guards, "Have it your way, bastard! You take my sister, you hide behind a woman. So here I am. Cesare has come for you. Cesare and only Cesare. We settled this now." And I'm continuing to pull on the conch. And like as I'm holding my hands up, sort of gesticulating, I'm like also sort of, I don't, like, come on.
Brand,
come on, man.
are you letting this thing go, or are you just hanging on to it?
If I know it's Cesare taking the conch, I'll let him have it. So I guess you have it.
So it floats down to me, and so I'm now like holding it up. Come and get your conch, or shall I bring it to you? And I start walking like.
Now I want you to remember, this is really, really, really big. This is not a small conch. This is not a conch designed for people your size. This is a conch that is large.
Like a basketball?
I would say even bigger than that, because a giant would take this and actually blow on this conch.
I never knew it was that big.
This is a much larger conch than that, and you're not gonna be able to mage hand carry it down. I mean, it might drop and shatter for all you know. It's much heavier than that. It's far too heavy for a mage hand. Is what I'm trying to imply.
Yeah, could I mage hand like slightly control its fall so that when it's coming at me and I can try to catch it?
Double mage hand.
I'm telling you right now, this thing is heavy.
All right.
It's a lot heavier than that. It's probably 40 pounds or so. Maybe 25 pounds.
Okay, then, all right, cool. All right, so the mage hand was just to sort of indicate that something's going on. And then after I'm done yelling all this stuff, I just go, I clap and hold my hands up in the air, like waiting for somebody to toss it to me.
Toss it over to you. And Bran, I mean, I'm assuming you toss it down.
No, I just say, good luck with that. I mean...
Please.
Yeah.
So
what are we doing here?
My game here is to try to make him think maybe Cesare is here alone to try to save his sister.
All right, guys. So I feel like I'm gonna step out of the game here for just a moment. I'm gonna put my GM hat on here and kind of help you guys, give you some direction. I feel like there was a lot of planning that took place that is kind of going scattered-brained, and I'd ask you guys to consider maybe looking a little bit more towards teamwork here to make this happen. I feel like there's a lot of disconnect with the group at the moment, and I know it's because it's a highly stressful situation. So, all right, what do you guys want to do?
I was going to try to lure Shalvus to trade the coin and then blow the conch on him.
Yeah, but I can't wait here while my sister's being tortured. I need to go to him.
Are you guys going to have this conversation in character?
I feel like it's kind of gone past that. Like, I'm standing here trying to basically offer myself up as the bait with the conch. And I think the rest of the team can pretty much
You see this
do that.
elvish woman kind of look over at you, waiting for your hand, and not seeing the conch come down. And she kind of looks at you, and you see her kind of point up at the conch, like nod up, and you see 3 more guards and pull back a crossbow bolt, aiming right at you, Bran.
I hide.
You drop down and hide on the roof. You're still holding the conch?
Yes.
Okay, so the conch disappears down, and suddenly she's like, "Are you being serious right now? Kill him." And you see about 10 to 15 guards step up, draw their swords, and they're coming down on you, Cesare. What do you want to do?
Neat. Dimension door.
Where are you dimensioning dooring?
I am dimensioning dooring.
Dimensional dooring.
It's dimensioning dooring now.
Dimensional dooring. Where are you dimensional dooring to?
I'm dimensioning dooring to just to the other side of the building. So I'll be up on the roof where Bran is, so where Bran can basically see me, but like as far away from the guards as possible. So like almost like I'm holding on to the side, and I'm like, hey, come on, this way.
Okay, so you disappear, you appear next to him, and you can hear Bran. Bran, you've dropped down, and you see Cesare beckoning you kind of halfway up on the roof, like calling you over. What are you doing?
I go over to him.
Okay. At this point, you can hear commotion from the front of the building. Surround the building! We'll burn it down if we need to.
I mean, we're running, right, Bran? I think this is where we just leg it.
You're the one with the spells, man. I don't know.
So, you guys take off running? I need to know. We need a decision. What are we doing?
Yeah, this is the distraction now. We take off running.
I guess we run.
Okay.
Hightail it.
So you guys start booking it down, and you can, as you hop down, turn, you have the conch, and you proceed up the alleyway towards the next building over. You can actually see in between the cracks 3 people firing crossbow bolts. And they slam into the wall, into a building right behind you guys, and you guys take off running. Let's flash back over to Malachi. You guys see that this is going badly. What do you do?
All right. I'd like to sort of try and scout out like clear passage, like where there aren't guards or where there are fewer guards, if I can, from above, and like try and just sort of like give them a little flyby to like give them any direction I can.
Okay, I understand what you're trying to do, but I want to be very clear. You are a small bird with a spider on you, flying up and about, and they are far over here in between the buildings.
Okay.
And I'm not even sure that they would have seen you turn into a bird, because they were out of sight, out of mind when you were in spider form.
Fair. Do I know that this has gone bad, or only by like shouting on the other side of town?
No, you can see this. Yeah, absolutely. You know, you are very much aware of the situation as far as what's happening.
All right. I'd like to be in general keeping an eye out for a Shalvus showing its face, but otherwise I'll sort of fly back in their general direction and just kind of look around and see if there are any traps or anything dangerous, and if there is, then I'll see what we can do at that point.
Okay, so you're being keen. All right, I need you guys to give me athletic checks, please. The 2 of you. Oh my god! Is that? Did you just roll 2 30s?
Easy.
You have a plus 12?
Not even a crit.
Wow. Okay, so Cesare with an 18 and Bran with a 30. You guys can see Bran is.
I'm like Neo.
Much quicker than you, Cesare. At this point, he's like. I don't want to, like, he's basically holding it kind of like what you would imagine like a football. He's got it tucked under with the conch, and he's just booking it. And you can see his kind of orcish blood. Dude, he's a green blur. As he kind of almost blends into the greenery of the city. He is just flying down the alleyway and through the shadows. And he's actually leaving you behind a little bit. And you can hear voices from behind you, and you know that people are quickly gaining on you as far as your position from other directions, not necessarily just the guys following your path gaining on you, if that makes sense. They're closing in on you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys cut up the alleyway. Give me Brain, you're in front. I need an intelligence check, please. Because you're in front.
This better be for the kid with the pot.
A 16. Wow. You catch and realize exactly kind of where you are and know that you're not far from your last encounter with Shalvus in the back alleyway with that kid. And so you cut through and you cut back, and you know that you're getting really close to the Harper's teleportation circle. Each of you, please give me another athletics check. I guess we need some like music for this, right? Movement proposition. Let's get some music going. All right, so we have a 20. Ooh, not nearly as good. Some terrible rolls. We have a 21 and an 11. So, Bryn, you continue to create separation behind Cesare. Let me see. The voices behind you seem to be a little bit distant as you guys have cut through a couple of times, and you don't hear them quite as close to you. Bryn, give me another intelligence check.
I'm very smart.
Wow.
A natural
Great.
20 for a total of 19.
I did
That's so great.
calculus.
Absolutely. So you know exactly where you're going, and you can see the fastest path to cut through. As you come to another split, you turn left, you come to another building, you cut right, you pass over and past the main street, and you can see the guards, and you've actually created some separation from yourself and them. They're trying to climb up on the roofs, but they're on the other side of the street. Malachi, you can see Bran and Cesare burst through from the back alleyways and pass over the street and into the other side with other buildings on this kind of mud road here. What do you want to do?
I mean, does it look like they're doing okay?
It looks like they're getting separation, and they're moving towards the manor house.
Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and scout the manor and try and look for Shalvus.
The problem is this: they're getting close to the stream, the river. And you know that there's a bunch of people around the invisible bridge. And that's the only method to cross that you know of. That you can see. So they're literally headed towards and running towards a large group of Zhentarim guards and a whole bunch of people.
How much... So, paint me a picture of, like, how I can see the river in this town. Like, are there other places where if there were a bridge, that would work? There just isn't one, or?
Well, I mean, yeah. If there were other spots in here that you put a bridge in, you certainly could cross. But basically, the town is bisected.
Yeah, right. But I mean, like, are there places where you could do that without being seen by all the guards?
There is one place to cross over. It's the invisible bridge, and it is.
I have the ability to create a bridge. Is where I'm going with this. And I'm trying to decide if that's something I want to do.
It is not 5 feet if you're intending to do mold earth.
I have wall of stone.
How far is wall of stone?
Pretty extensive. I can create 6 10-foot by 10-foot panels.
Yeah. You could make something you feel confident. It might be risky. It might fall over. They might have to make a couple checks to pass over it pretty quickly, but yeah, you think that you could do that. And get them on the other side of the river.
Alright, is their path going to take them along the river? Or
it's taking them to the river.
Okay, and then they'll have to turn towards the bridge.
And they'll have to turn left and back towards the bridge with all the people. But they're headed towards a section that's clear and open. They're about to basically hit a dead end.
Okay. And then, is the river wide enough that we could, like, have a shouting conversation across it, or not?
Yes. Yes.
Alright, then I will land on the other side of that river, I'll wait till they are almost there and I know where they're going to be, and then I'll land on the other side and turn back into Malachi.
I understand.
And, get their attention.
You got a pretty good idea where they're headed. You can see them. You fly down. You swoop down, and boom, you're Malachi. You guys come bursting out through the alleyways, and you can hear the water as you're approaching it. As you guys kind of come through, headed towards the center of the bisector, you see Malachi standing on the other side of the river. Malachi, are you still concentrating on Rivermire being a spider?
Doesn't matter. I resist the magic.
Oh, you want to try to break it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think.
As soon as he
would be
lands,
concentrating, yes.
like as soon as he lands, yes, I want to break it.
Okay.
Because I can't do anything as this little spider.
I would say that Malachi, you would feel him starting to resist that magic. And
Yeah,
that would
I'll let
give
him.
You the signal.
I would, yeah, let it go.
Okay, so you see
I knocked
Malachi and
2
Rivermeyer
arrows.
on the other side of the river.
Okay.
Brand, you're the first one there.
And I'm still invisible.
You're still invisible, holding this visible conch.
Yeah, I thought so. I try to keep that advantage, and I try to. I don't know if I'm able to toss it to him or give it to him. Give the conch to someone.
You basically run up to the edge, and Malachi, if you want, I'm going to let you. You have the ability to cast your spell now as you see him coming.
Well, I'm like, Bran, hold up a moment. Where's Cesare?
And then you see Cesare, boom,
All right. So,
much more out of breath than Bran. And you assume
Like
it's Bran because it's a large invisible floating conch.
I mean, well, I'm like, I'd seen that sight from above, so I'm pretty sure it's Bran. Like, all right, there are guards at the bridge. I can create passage here, but it may make it harder for us to enter the mansion if we have to do so. Should we fight the guards?
Do
They appear to have
it, idiota!
hostages.
Do it! Do it! Make the bridge! Idiot! We were distraction! Go get fucking Shalvus! This is all very out of breath.
So what are you doing? I need a decision right now.
All
Are
right,
you making
sorry.
the bridge or not?
Yep, I'm making a bridge.
You suddenly see him kind of go into starting to cast his magic spell, and you up through the water. This not terribly wide, not terribly sturdy stone wall, because you can already see the water forming up on one side of it, but it's enough for you guys to cross.
Yeah, don't even break stride. Sprint right across.
The 4 of you meet on the other side. Are you gonna leave the stone bridge up, or can you?
Yeah, I'll leave it for the moment.
Okay. Water is continuing to build up and build up.
Rivermeyer goes to grab the conch from Bran.
How long would it have taken for them to cross?
It takes them just a moment. It's about a round.
All right.
Okay, as soon as Bran kind of releases the conch and Rivermeyer grabs it, he's literally just gonna swing it over to Cesare and say, "Keep him invisible. We'll 3 walk in. We have 2 conches. Bran, if anything happens, kill them."
If it goes to shit, I'll unshit it.
Perfect.
Yeah, nice. We all know.
Now,
At this point, you
Rivermeyer's
can
gonna
see
walk the
guards
map.
peeking out from the other side of the river here, and they're getting ready to. They're looking at the bridge, and they kind of study you for a moment.
Rivermeyer wants to light an arrow on fire.
Okay. I will let you start to do that. So you quickly see that, you draw an arrow that you've prepared, you've pulled out your kit, and you're trying to... It eventually catches on fire.
I want to look for a building across the way that has the most deadish looking plants that will make fire easier to
Oh my
catch.
god.
Being so close to the
They're
river,
busy with that.
being
then we
so
can go
close to
deal
the
with
river and
mana.
the water, everything looks very green right here.
Okay, well, I'm going to shoot in the most dead spot
Okay.
towards the building.
At this point, you guys are seeing crossbow bolts flying in your direction as well. And...
All right. I'm ready to move for cover.
And there's my attack force. An 18.
Hold on here. We got a couple of crossbow bolts flying over. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. A 1. Malachi, I got an 18 for you.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay. 4 damage. I have a Cesare. I have a 12 towards you.
Nope.
And Cesare, I have an 18 towards you.
My AC is 18, so does that hit?
It does. 2 damage.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, a few crossbow bolts come flying over the river in your direction, and Rivermire is the only one that is crouched low and doing something. He kind of sees it coming. He ducks one, and the two of you each take a crossbow, kind of skimming over you, drawing a little bit of blood. Nothing major, not any type of serious damage. But you can see the guards already loading up another crossbow bolt. Rivermire, you raise up, you fire off your arrow, and you can see it thunk into the side of a building that appears to have some form of shoes in the window. And sure enough, it looks like it's starting to sizzle, and you're starting to see a little bit of smoke, and you think that you may have begun the process to burn down yet another city here in the Sword Coast.
As soon as Rivermire notices the fire start to take place, there's our distraction now. We're gonna get your sister, and we're gonna get Shalvus. Let's go.
Do you guys take off running?
Yep.
Okay, you guys take off running. Malachi, what are you doing about the stone wall?
I'm going to wait like 30 seconds and then let it go. Hopefully catching somebody trying to cross it.
Okay. So absolutely, you guys continue on, and at this point, you don't see any guards because the only guards on this side were at the bridge, and the other ones you've left on the river that bisects the city here. So you guys are running and hustling through the city, and you actually don't see any more guards or people. Like, they've all been rounded up to a few sections. And at this point, you make another cut towards the manor house, and you see Are we done yet? And in front of you, Shalvus is holding Alanya by the back of her hair. She has a bloodied face and a blackened eye. Her lip is cut, and she looks like she has been physically beat on. Standing next to him is Crowan, who is holding a scepter that you have not seen before.
Wait, Crowan?
Not Crowan, excuse me.
Okay.
I was going to say,
I didn't mean Crowan, you're right. I'm sorry, I meant Zazarick, who is sitting next to him. And Zazarick has a very intense look on him. And even from this distance, you can see beads of sweat pouring out of his head. And he looks like he is, like, ready.
Rivermire holds up his hands. His bow is sheathed at the moment. No arrows are knocked, none of that. Holds up his hands. Yes, we're done. Your guards are done as well. We in agreement?
The hell with agreeances with you people. You make
Right.
So
I thought
difficult.
that you would say that. Anyways, here, we have a conch for you. That's what you wanted all along, correct?
Zipperer has his rapier in one hand and the conch in the other. Like, tucked under the arm, I guess, because it's a big thing. And just, like, throws his rapier into the ground, blade down dramatically, and then just, like, holds up the conch in both hands.
You see, he's conceded. We understand that you have the advantage here. We're not going to do anything stupid. All we want are two things. And then, literally, you'll never see us again, and you have your way into do whatever you want with the giants.
I need everybody to give me a perception check, please.
Ooh. Zipperer gets a 20.
And, okay, so everybody except for Bran, because I have a 20, a 1, a 17, and a 28. Everybody excluding Bran, sorry Bran, you see something in Shalvus's knife hand. You see that he is now missing a finger. I'm so sick and tired of the problems y'all have caused me. The pains you have caused me. Put the conch down. and walk away, and you will be lucky that I don't rip her throat out with my bare hands. Or have Zazrik blast her into the abyss, make a deal with the demon. I don't care. But I'm gonna make her suffer so bad if you don't do exactly what I say right now.
Ossuary doesn't say a word. He's staring. He's not broken eye contact with Shalvus, but I'd like to do an Arcana check.
What are you making a check for?
I want to know what the wizard is doing. I want to know if he's actively casting or concentrating on a spell right now.
You want to know if he's concentrating on a spell? Okay, let me set a DC in my head. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
And that is Arcana?
Yes.
Okay.
You aren't sure if he's actively holding a spell, like active, if he's actually concentrating on something that is active, or if maybe he is just readied a spell. But you have a feeling that, yeah, he's like something, he has the ability to either react or maybe release a concentrated spell.
I'm going to try and start moving a little bit further away from the group, like slowly.
So
Just, like,
I'm still
spreading
invisible,
out.
right?
Yeah, Brand's totally
Brand, you are completely invisible.
So I start circling around Shalvus. Do I see anyone eyes on me? Like if I look at their eyes, do I see them kind of following where I'm going?
Brand, nobody moves towards you as you begin to circle over. The ground is not horribly soft here, and if you want to try to sneak around, you can certainly do so. Give me a stealth check, please. I know you're invisible,
Alright.
so give me a stealth check.
Oh,
Obviously,
God,
you have
just give it
advantage.
poorly.
A 17.
Oh, not bad.
While you're invisible, a 17. Now,
I'm just kind of standing close to Shalvus, but just at an arm's length in case he flails his arms.
back up. He's not talking to you, Bran. He's talking, addressing Rivermeyer, Malachi, and Cesare. Back up now.
I'd like to be at least 10 feet away from the nearest of
So,
Cesare and Rivermeyer.
so as you go to back up, you certainly have the space to move sideways. And you see Shalvus starting to shamble towards, while still holding the knife, and you guys can see the indent of the knife pushing into her neck and into her throat. And you can see her just wincing in pain. There's actually, like, more than, it's not a little trickle of blood. You can see he's actually cut into her a little bit. And, like, maybe it's a show of aggression or power. But, yeah, he's physically, she's wincing. He's digging this blade into her throat. Back up. And he wants you guys to back up further. You guys are already about 20 feet away from the conch. And he's shuffling towards it. The wizard, Zazrik, is not saying anything.
Rivermeyer's gonna start backing up, but he's gonna talk the whole time.
Okay, so what are you talking about?
So Shalvus, you see, we're good here. We're backing up. You're moving towards the conch. We get that. Yes, yes. Two questions actually, and all I'm trying to do is agitate him.
Distract. Okay, so give me a deception check.
Totes. Six.
Whew. Okay. So continue on.
So two questions. Yes, yes. One. What happened to your finger?
I'm going to let you re-roll your deception check, actually.
I will take it. Much better.
It's none of your damned business. If the nine hells rained down on this place right now, I would never tell you.
You see, it sounds like to me that your boss.
And he's shuffling towards you guys more. You could see him looking down at the conch, like he's closing in on it.
Okay, I don't know where Bran's at all.
Bran.
I don't.
At this point, you could make an attack on Shalvus. You could tackle Shalvus. You are close enough to act on Shalvus.
Do I see the knife let up on the neck at all? Okay.
You could grab his arm and try to break it. There's a lot of things you could do.
You are an orc.
So, I know this is kind of a mechanics thing, like maybe
Don't worry about the mechanics. What do you want to do, and I'll handle the mechanics.
I want to cut his arm off with my axe.
Just, and then as soon as I see that, I'd be like, "So you're on too?"
Well, wait.
God.
Also, you know, another game thing. I don't want him to die because we need him alive.
We have spellcasters, and he's got a wizard in his pocket.
All right.
Is that what you're attempting to do? I know that's what you want to do, but tell me that's what you are attempting to do. Nobody else say anything. Bran, what do you want to do? Step up and attack his arm?
If Bran thinks, you know, like logically, if he has a clear chop at an arm, if he is super confident he could do that, that's what he's going to do.
Okay.
But I know this is kind of like...
I'm trying to think here because I'm thinking, okay, here's my thoughts. I'm thinking, like, on one hand, you have advantage because you're invisible, and that's just the mechanics of the game, right? You're attacking, you're invisible, they don't know who you are. You have advantage. On the other hand, you're attacking a very specific spot, and your axe is invisible, so maybe you're not sure where it comes down without hurting Alanya. If he wasn't holding Alanya, I'd let you do it. I tell you what. I think that Bran, who has been carrying around this axe and getting used to it and been wielding an axe since he was a young boy, even though you are invisible, I think that you are 100% capable of doing exactly what you want to do and taking Shalvus's arm off without hurting Alanya.
Do I still have to roll for it? Like, I guess...
No. I don't think you have to roll for it.
Oh, man.
So my question to you is this. Where do you want to take the arm off at? At the elbow or at the shoulder?
I guess whatever safe word for Alanya. Doesn't really matter.
No problem. So I can even have you come in on it sideways a little bit from like right here and take it off really, really high.
Yeah. And the next thing you know, he's Piccolo, and yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. So he's moving up. I want this to be a moment of the campaign here because I'm enjoying this also.
So what happened to your finger?
So you see Shalvus shaking with rage, edging up. Rivermeyer starting to distract him. He's kind of looking around. He asks him about his finger. He goes into a blind rage. He's starting to cut into Alanya's neck in negotiation. And as he gets almost on the conch, you guys hear a sickening, wet noise as his arm separates high near his shoulder and slumps down to the ground.
Surprise, motherfucker!
And a blood-curdling scream pierces the air as Shalvus is wailing and screaming. Now, I'm going to... I gotta think. I'm gonna make a check. I'm gonna make a concentration check from Zazric here real quick to see if that catches him off guard and distracts him from his reaction because he was holding an action. So give me a moment. I want you guys to understand what's going on here. I'm not kidding. I rolled a natural 6, and with his +4, that is not enough. So you see him suddenly stop and look, and he breaks his look. Alanya falls free, and I would like everybody to please roll me initiative.
Nice.
Oh,
nice. We'll see what we get. I'm finally gonna kill this guy.
Where the fuck is my token?
This guy, this dude has been such a problem to us.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, give me a 28, son!
Son of a bitch. I really was fucking...
Hold on, wait. Did I not do this? Okay, there we go.
I mean, he was standing there saying nothing, just waiting for this to happen.
Well, I'm not super happy about my place in this order either.
I do have the alert fee, so I don't feel bad at all.
Is there some sort of token marker that indicates a missing arm that you could put on Shalvus?
No. Hold on, let me adjust this music. It's just a touch loud.
Let's see. There's
Oh my gosh, you guys are so fucking lucky. Do you guys see the initiative order?
Yep.
I do.
Alright, I'm going to flash over to the combat screen just so people can see this, even though I don't really have an actual map laid out necessarily. But this should give you guys a good idea of the initiative for those of you guys watching on the stream and watching the game later on YouTube. Alright, so... and positioning is irrelevant. This is just the tokens on the map. Rivermire, go!
10 seconds. I have to check and see something. Real quick.
10 seconds. The round is only 6 seconds. What are you doing?
Anyways, okay. Alright, so what Rivermire wants to do is, with his 35 movement, because Shadow was 20 feet from the conch, and Shalvus was almost on the conch, I am going to run over, because I have a conch, and I'm going to leave that conch there for my party, and I'm going to appear with an armless Shalvus in the maelstrom.
You do what? Okay, so you're going to run over and grab him and blow the conch?
Yes.
Okay, the conch is on the ground. Shalvus is right next to it.
No, I have a conch.
Oh, you have a separate conch.
I have a separate conch. I'm going to leave that conch there for them to get here, and then I'm going to go with just me and Shalvus.
Absolutely, yeah. If you guys want to do that. So you see and hear Rivermire break into a sprint, and as he's pulling out this conch here, you had a bag of holding. Is that correct?
I do.
Okay, yeah. So I thought you guys had 2 bags of holding. I'm pretty sure Bran has 1 and you have 1, correct?
No, Cesare.
Cesare or Bran?
Actually, I think we have. Didn't we pick up 3 with the boat?
We toss it.
I know we have 2.
Yeah.
Cesare's had it for most of the
Bran's bag is not a bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Cesare and Rivermire.
It's Cesare and me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So, yeah, absolutely. You guys see him close in. He is pulling out, and you kind of see him unfurl this magical conch from a much smaller hole than kind of what was in it. And he gets right next to Shalvus. Shalvus is reaching down for his arm.
Don't let him get it.
And Rivermire. My only question to you is, did you take Alanya or no? Because she was also right there.
If she was close enough. Only if she was close enough.
She was right there. I'm going to give you the option to take her also.
Yes. If she was close enough, then yes.
So you run up, blow the horn, and you are in the maelstrom. I'll tell you what you see here in just a moment.
Yeah, we're good. Go ahead. I know what you guys have to do.
Oh, I guess I have to tell you what you see now because it's Shalvus' turn. The three of you guys, by the way, see this happen, and Alanya, Shalvus, and Rivermire disappear. The mage is staring at you, stunned from the events that happened. And the only thing else you see is Shalvus' arm laying near the conch on the floor. And Bran is pretty close, obviously, because he attacked. So Bran, you're right next to the arm and the horn. So as you guys appear, you immediately see giants step up and point large spears at you and Shalvus. And you can hear him, "Ah, stop the pain! What is he doing? Ah, ah!" And he's screaming and writhing in pain.
I'm just gonna hold up my hands to the giant's leg. Don't attack. And I'm gonna say, "This is Shalvus. I have to stop the bleeding." And then I'm gonna start working on stopping the bleeding.
Bran, in front of you is the conch and Shalvus' arm.
I pick up Shalvus' arm and the conch. I want to keep his arm.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. Alright, so absolutely. So you bend down, you pick these up. I'm going to say that takes probably about half your movement or so. I think that if you wanted to, I don't think it would be unreasonable for you to immediately react by grabbing the arm, grabbing the conch, and running towards people, raising it, and blowing the horn. So I'm actually going to let you do this, because they're not terribly far from you. They're only about 25 feet or so, and I think you could do that in 6 seconds.
I mean, we
Yeah,
kind of
Or if you
spread
don't
out,
want to
though.
do that, you don't have to.
Well,
I motion the Cesare and Malachi, say we got what we needed, and I motion them to group up.
yeah,
So
you could probably just delay your action being blowing the thing. In my turn, I'm just gonna run to you, and I'm assuming Malachi is gonna do the same thing, and then you can blow it, and we all.
So here's the deal. I had you guys roll initiative because I had no idea what was going to happen. And with the Archmage's concentration check to not be distracted in combat from what the magic that he was holding on to with the ready action, because something jostled him, which is part of the rules. And I didn't know that his initiative was going to come back at 8. I'm going to say that we can break combat here, and if you guys would like to, before the Archmage can even react, before Zazrik can even do anything, you guys can group up and blow the horn and return to the Maelstrom as well, if that's what you want to do.
That's what I want to do.
Then we're breaking combat.
Yep.
We do
Combat
that.
over.
We do that.
It'd be fun to battle him, but I mean, not without Rivermire.
You guys find yourself in the Maelstrom. As you look down, you see Rivermire standing over Shalvus, and he is like shaking and bleeding and shaking and bleeding, and he is trying to get the bleeding to stop. And Rivermire has ripped off part of his clothes and is trying to band it, but he's bleeding a lot. Shalvus is bleeding a lot, and he actually already looks pretty pale.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds as soon as I see him.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word, but fuck this guy. I'm casting it on my sister.
No, we could have used her wounds as leverage in negotiating with the Queen, you idiot.
What the fuck is wrong with you? No, that's in character. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is my sister.
I'm not gonna leverage her.
We've never
man.
spoken of in the last 6 months since I met you.
I can't
I'm a
believe.
complicated man.
I can't
You're
believe
welcome.
you guys got through the Archmage after fucking up all your
Go
plans
Bran!
and
Go
running and
Bran!
escaping,
Fucking
Go Bran!
having Dimension Door to get out of them trying to kill you. Well done. Well done, gentlemen.
It worked out so much better than we could have hoped. In no part of our plan was Shalvus missing an arm at this point.
That's so true.
Y'all had a whole week to plan, and nothing ever came up that was this good as Shalvus' arm being missing and everybody in the Maelstrom without having to fight an Archmage. I cannot believe how well that turned out for you guys. Alright, so you heal Shalvus' wound, and you can see it, and you still see him grasping it. Oh! Kill me! I'll never tell you anything!
Rivermire squats down and just says, again, 2 questions. What happened to your finger? That's how he starts the conversation.
Just for the record,
I hold up the arm.
the hand that was cut off was also the hand missing the finger.
That's okay. Giants, this is this is the one. This one, without missing the arm.
Immediately, you see him kind of look up around. Save me from them, please. Please, save me from them.
I'm pretty sure you
They're
just told them
lying!
that you weren't going to tell them anything, in a very threatening tone. You should have thought and looked before you said anything.
Give me a persuasion check, Rivermeyer. And this is going to be a contested check.
Cool.
I have a
I don't
deception
think
of
you've
17.
ever run that. Hold on.
And you can make it with advantage because your relationship with the queen. And you see the 2 giants kind of standing there. And you see one of them push his hand down on top of Shalvus. It's for the queen to decide your fate, not mine.
Pardon me, do you have any manacles to bind the prisoner's hands?
And you see him look over at the other giant, kind of, and he picks Shalvus up, binding his one arm down. The other arm is not bleeding, but the sides of his robes and clothes are covered in blood. Terribly hot, red, sticky, gooey blood. And you see him kind of pick him up and hold him. We're off to the throne room. And you kind of see him walk off towards the throne room, and you see the other one turn, follow us. And so they lead you through the main corridor where you guys initially saw the giants gathered. The room is not empty at this point, but it doesn't have all the other giants from the different types that were initially in this room. The only 2 people in this room, the only 2 giants, I should say, are Sarissa's 2 sisters. And they are kind of sitting at a table, quietly looking over at you guys as you pass through the room, and they're not saying anything.
I'm sort of suspicious of their motives and whether or not they may even be allied, potentially, with the Zhentarim. So I'd like to see if they give anything away, like recognition or or if it's just like what the hell's a armless small folk doing coming through the room.
Give me a perception check.
Dude, way to kill it.
Yeah. So
That's what I
you
do.
see that they're eyeing the situation, but they don't show anything, they're not there's no recognition. As you kind of look between their eyes and Shalvus's eyes, there's no nod, recognition, acknowledgement, anything like that. You don't see anything go on. You just see them intently staring at the situation. And as you guys get closer to heading to the actual throne room, you see them kind of lean into each other, nod, and then stand up to follow you guys in.
Okay, I'm gonna file that away and keep an eye on them.
As you
not
enter,
but yeah.
As you guys enter into the throne room, you see the initial 2 hill giants posted up, just like you did the first time. And as you kind of make your way up the terrace and up the steps, I call it a terrace, but it's really just steps for the giants. For you guys, it's a little bit bigger. And you see on the worm skull throne, the throne made of a dragon skull, Sarissa sitting there, and with her uncle sitting in the exact same place you guys found them last time, leaned in, discussing something pretty intensely and a little heated, actually, with the other chair being empty at the moment.
Could I ask a quick question before we get into this conversation?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, something didn't register with me at the time, but now it did. Did you say something about how the Archmage had a scepter of some kind when we first saw him, like the one we saw that?
No. He said that one that we hadn't seen.
It was all right. So it was not the one
I
that
was just saying
Dragon stole.
He was equipped with a weapon, a scepter,
A magic weapon.
something
Got it.
that you
Okay,
guys hadn't
cool.
seen. You hadn't seen.
I
that
just wanted
before
to make sure it wasn't.
It wasn't the
sign
queen's,
of a link.
the one the
Yeah.
dragon took. Yeah.
He
Cool.
appeared
All
to
right.
be very prepared for your situation.
Got it. Okay.
And you see Shalvus. My dear queen, greetings from the Zhentarim. Forgive my appearance. And you see the giant kind of step up and kind of just toss him down ruggedly onto the floor, and you see him kind of trying to pull himself up with one arm. It wasn't my intention to meet you like this, but I'm happy to be honored in your court with your presence. And he kind of bows down. He's still shaking visibly, and even though he has been healed, he is in pain.
Yep,
But
that's
he's
cool.
just no longer bleeding. He's no longer actively dying, going through that process. Yes, well, I believe your name is Shalvus, if I am correct in that. Indeed it is. It's good to hear that my reputation has preceded me, though I hope there wasn't too much slander and vile lies placed against my name. Well, I can assure you that I don't think there has been too much slander and lies against you. And she kind of nods over to Rivermire's and Cesare's direction. Please, Queen. I beseech
I'd like
you,
to cut him off
an
if I
audience.
can.
Yeah, go for it.
Like, he will try to persuade you with his honey tongue, but this here is Alanya, the sister of our companion Cesare. The tale of what she endured in his care may be of interest to you before you find yourself swayed by anything he may say.
Are you asking Alanya to speak
Testify.
up in front of a shitload of giants who she's never met before, and
Yep.
after just being tortured and shit?
Yep.
So Cesare has this whole time been just sort of like quietly talking and comforting his sister. I'm assuming, Cody, that she's maybe told me a little bit about what's happened to her.
She hasn't said much at all. There hasn't been time. You guys have,
Okay.
in essence, just escorted her from the conch to the throne room.
Okay. Well,
Tis true, Your Highness. There is much evil in this man's heart. His heart is as black as his skin. And you kind of see Shalvus, like, stunned from that word, and you see him kind of smirk from behind. You see, it is a prejudice placed against me for the people I work with in the lands
I
that I
slap
come
him with
from.
his own hand.
Oh my god. You're not going to persuade him very good if you keep doing shit like that.
You see him stop. Your Highness, please. That is enough. Bran, I appreciate your feelings. If what you say and what your companions have told me are true. In my dealings with you, I have had nothing but honorable dealings, though a bit shady at times. The truth is, I stand with you.
You have my hand, and I bow.
Fuck, man. You have Shalvus' hand and my axe.
I'm gonna assume even Alanya gives a little laugh right there.
Shalvus, that's enough.
Enough of your silver tongue. I have been told that you have taken something that belongs to me. And you see Shalvus kind of... Yes, well, I was asked to do research on this particular coin, and I granted from you. In fact, I have answers on its origin. Really? And why should we trust such things? Because I'm a Zhentarim agent. And if
I just
anything
laugh.
is said about the Zhentarim, it's that we know how to cut a deal. And we know when to cut a deal. I want to negotiate. And you kind of see him taking on a different demeanor than playing the, like, victim card here. Very well, what are your terms? Knowledge for my freedom. 'Tis a fair trade. I must say I'm very tempted to take you up on this arrangement, as there has been enough problems with the small folk and the giant kind, but I also owe many things to these 4 men behind you. And personally, seeing your treatment of such a beautiful young woman is something that disturbs me. So I will defer to my champions of the court. What say you? And she's looking at the 4 of you.
I believe that this man has wronged us many times. However, if it brings the conflict of our 2 kinds to an end.
Now, Rivermeyer, before you continue, I believe he's beginning this negotiation at the wrong point.
And what wrongs have I done exactly?
I don't think that you have any reason to believe you're getting out of here with your life, let alone your freedom. Perhaps you might like to start there.
Or how about I just tell you the wrong information and send you along your way? If all I'm going to do is die, then what do I care?
Well, that's the point. If you give valuable information, there'll be no reason for us to kill you.
Cesare hands a knife to Alanya. But he still has his arm on her shoulder, but he just makes sure that Shalvus sees him doing this.
Shalvus, you asked what wrongs you've done. For starters, you've kidnapped this woman more than once. To torture her more than once. That alone is, in my book, death. However, I want this conflict to end. If you are a true Zhentarim who was truly working with other factions to end this conflict, this should be piece of cake for you.
I ain't never done no wrong to you. Sure, I took the girl, but I'm just a soldier, doing my duties. Surely, someone else in this court can understand that. I believe that he speaks the truth, my dear sister. He obviously is not the entire organization of the Zhentarim, and our court could use some favorable opinions among the small folk should you continue on this path. And of course I do want to know what happened to dear mother and our missing father. It would be unwise, Queen Sarissa, my lovely sister, to too hastily make such a decision, to cast aside a potential valuable ally. And you see her sister sit down and take her place next to the Queen. It is the right decision, of course, to negotiate, that is. Not
I understand what you're saying.
Small folks' bloodlust.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. You think that all we care about is killing each other. However, I can tell you this. Everything that the Zhentarim have touched has become corrupted and dark. Their dealings are blackmail and extortion and murder. You started negotiating with them, and it will soon be the end of your negotiating.
See, I would disagree, elf. It is my understanding, my scout's understanding, and the understanding of the court here, that the Zhentarim are just self-interested, not unreasonable. And what do we really care, Sarissa, my dear queen, if they have more power over another small folk? That is none of our business. We shouldn't interfere with the world above. As you can see, all that has done is cause us heartache and problems.
So you would say you're a good judge of character then, Princess?
The best.
Now, I know we've been over this, but didn't you have a friend you brought to court who left hastily when we were here 2 times ago?
And you see her kind of sit up. Everyone here in the court was taken by the worm's words. It is not fair to place that upon me, and I am a princess! Mirren, please. He could use some manners, true, but his words are wise. I am not sure that we should be trusting more small folk, and I would agree with Mirren that getting involved in their trivial matters of the surface world is not something that we should do from the depths of our ocean.
We have gotten involved in your business on your behalf, at your behest, and I believe we've furthered your interests. I believe that there is positive work that can be done between our 2 peoples, and I believe our relationship suggests that you should trust our path over his.
Okay. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to, the 4 of you, excuse me, to make me a group persuasion check.
Okay, but I want to do a thing.
Okay, make the check first, and then we can talk about what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Booyah!
Oh my
21, 8, 16, and 14.
bullshit. That's really bad for me.
That's how I feel whenever I only roll freaking 16 initiative.
Okay. Enough. I will place the decision in the capable hands of our court champions. I don't know if you should be calling them in our court's champions. That will be the decision placed, and if this man refuses to give us information, there are ways of extracting it from him, and if not, there are certainly ways and capabilities of this group to find the answers if we have this coin returned. Now, what do you say? And Cesare, what is it exactly that you're trying to do here?
Basically, what I want to say is, my queen, your princess sister, your advisor, they both make strong points, but to me, you should put the decision in the hands of the person who knows this man's heart best. And then, like, take my hand off of Alondra's shoulder. And so Cesare is saying that she should make the decision on whether he lives or dies.
And you see the queen kind of look. What is your answer, champions? And fair lady?
Gentlemen, I believe that if Shalvus does not give us the information, there's only one other way for us to get it. And honestly, I don't know if that way will still be available. The only other way that I can think of is if we return to Harshnag's body and try the portal and the oracle once more. But that would involve us finding another relic. And that's if the portals can be activated. After after the dragon destroyed it,
Yamrith.
I'm not sure if it will work. But if Shalvus is in agreeance, and y'all are in agreeance, I will bide my time. He can rot in a prison with Crowan.
You see Shalvus turn to you, Rivermeyer, specifically. And you see, like, he's turning to the group, but he, like, eyes you, but he's addressing the whole group. What do you think is gonna happen if you don't let me go? You think the Zhentarim isn't gonna hunt you down in every place? And he turns back to the queen. Hunt down your champions? and obstruct their abilities to find the answers that I am willing to give you. It makes the most
Shalvus.
sense. All we wanted to do, Queen, was establish a connection with you once this whole ordning problem was solved. Yes, I know the ordning has been broken, and we just want to become trade partners. Let me go. Let me give you the answers you want. And we don't need the conch. All we ever wanted was a chance to talk.
You see, Shalvus, it's quite funny. You first say one thing, which is completely the opposite of what you end up saying at the end. You just said that you would have your organization hunt us down, but before that, you were nothing more than a mere soldier. Somebody that wasn't important to them. Which is it, my friend? Either you're important or you're not.
It's both. Of course.
Obviously not that important. I hold up the missing finger.
I want you guys... okay, so here's what I want you guys to do. Give me a insight check. I have a 20.
Booyah!
Nice.
Malachi, Cesare, Bran, you're not sure. Maybe he is important. Maybe he's not important. You're not sure if he's lying about them hunting you down. That's the part that you're not. That's the part you're not sure about based on what he's telling you. Your characters aren't sure if he's actually telling the truth that they might do that, or if they would continue to interfere or not. Rivermeyer, you pick up on something really subtle, a little quiver in his voice, and you are convinced that he is bluffing with further Zhentarim involvement.
My queen. Again, I will go back to 2 points. One, he said that he was a mere soldier, not important. And then he says that we'll be hunted down by more Zhentarim. The Zhentarim do not care for foot soldiers. That's why the arm that he is now missing, that Bran has, is missing a finger on it. It's because he did not get the conch. He had that finger last time we saw him. However, this time, once he had not received the conch from us, he was missing it. That tells me that he is nothing more than a soldier.
True. I saw his bandage.
Now, again, Shalvus, if it is up to us whether you live or die, I highly suggest that you tell the Queen the correct information, and you will live. May not be the best life, but considering that you are now single-armed, Crowan might be able to help you out a little bit more than you think.
We want him to tell the Queen the deal with the coin, right?
Correct.
Yes.
He
Okay.
basically, so
You-
he fine. But Queen, I tell you this in good faith. I am not lying. We want to establish a network with you, a trade with you. We want to work things out with you. I am a soldier. My job was to get a conch, stop the giants from attacking the city of Loudwater, which I was able to convince these people and help put them on the right path and establish a connection with you. So take these words in good faith. And he turns back. The coin is from the Grand Dame. It's a riverboat, a gambling boat out of Yartar. I don't know
Wonderful.
what happened, how you got the coin, or whatever this disappearance is. I can tell you that this coin, the Golden Goose, it came from the Grand Dame. That is where you will find more answers and more of these coins. Oh, and by the way, just to show you that I am telling the truth, keep your wits about you. The Grand Dame is not for adventurers and weapons and problems. You'll need a disguise. You'll need to look like you belong at the Grand Dame, or you'll be removed from it. You'll never make it onto the boat. How about that for telling some truth and having some good faith. Now, Queen, I beseech you, please, grant me my freedom. I've paid my debt in blood to these for the bruises and marks left on their Alanya. That is justice. That is a debt paid in full in any culture, in any court. What say you? It has been troubling for me to take on the responsibilities of a court.
We can't hear you, Chris.
Chris?
Shit. Sorry, I was trying to talk.
Oh, sorry.
But I was muted. I was to say, my queen, before we... I believe for the first time he may be speaking in good faith, but perhaps it would be better to trust and verify rather than trust alone.
By the way, did you know that these champions of your court burned down half the food supply for the coast? Did they tell you that?
I did no such thing. How dare you? I'm, like, pretty outraged.
Read my thoughts. You have a caster right there. I could recognize that mark anywhere. I could probably detect some thoughts here, Queen, if you would like. I wasn't planning on expending the magic, since you seem to have everything under control. I'm telling the truth. They burned it down to the ground. All I did was follow them and help them.
Do it. Read his thoughts. He's clearly lying.
And you're gonna
Read
see
mine.
her. You're gonna see her nod, and he stands up. He stands up and he goes into his
read
casting.
my thoughts, and then I just constantly think Shalvus is lying. Ha ha! That's the truth. Makes no sense.
Well, okay, what are you guys gonna say? Because he's going into his casting. What are you guys saying?
It is true. We were there when the fire started. There was a great battle. There is nothing that we could have done to stop it. But it was never our intention to harm the people of the Sword Coast. If you see into our minds, you will know that we are good. We are not evil.
My dear Queen, it appears there is truth in this man's words. I see thoughts, flashes, images. He is telling the truth here. They not only helped burn down Golden Fields, though there was another with them that turned better. The rest of the words are true. It doesn't appear that the dwarf, however, was involved.
I'm like doing my best
And
shocked face at the rest of the
Malachi,
group.
you just heard from him for the first time that this group you've been traveling with are the ones responsible for burning down Golden Fields.
That was you assholes?
There was a giant attack. This is a very complicated situation.
Listen,
You are
I don't
trying-
have time to go into it.
Very reductionist.
Cesare is correct. 'Twas not intentional. We were defending the city. However,
It appears,
Shalvus...
Queen, that it was intentional. The elf is not being honest with you.
Right. I understand what you think.
I told
Wait,
you.
shouldn't he at least be able to make a wisdom save against something
Yeah,
like
like,
this,
for
opposed to
real.
just being like...
He's not talking.
100%?
He's zone of truthing Shalvus and detecting Shalvus's thoughts. He's not doing anything against Rivermire. So
So he just knows what Shalvus believes.
Yeah, that's true.
true, but Shalvus also he knows that Shalvus isn't conscientiously lying.
True, but Shalvus also doesn't know exactly what happened in that town.
That's
He knows
true.
there was fire, but he doesn't know that, like...
Yeah,
a
'cause he
torch-
doesn't know
I'm
that I
telling
started
you the
the
words
second-
that he's saying to
he
the
doesn't know
queen
the
here.
second-
Alright.
Whatever. Believe what you want. Here's what I believe. I believe that since the beginning of our adventure, which led us in Nightstone, where the city was attacked by giants in a castle flying in the sky and had killed people, to going to Golden Fields and watching more people get slaughtered by giants, to fighting more giants with Harshnag, who was a giant himself, who bared everything to fix what was happening, to us going through absolute hell to get to Shalvus, to take care of the stone giants, to get the Thane, to get the conch, to come here, just to go back to Shalvus and endanger ourselves once more, knowing that he would have some trick up his sleeve, which was, again, taking Alanya, threatening her life, to coming back here and pleading with you, getting information that we're willing to go out and do once again for you and your kind, help you find your father and your mother's murderer. That's what I know. That is truth. I have no second-hand idea of what I want. There is no benefit in this other than to watch our world go back to what it was.
Rivermeyer is right. The question, my queen, is why are we still talking about this? We should be in Zhentarim, tracking down the source of this coin and of your mother's murderer. What happens to this thing is of no concern to me.
Enough! Give me a moment to think. I have made a decision. Shalvus is to be a prisoner of the court here until we can make further adjustments as to what he knows and keep him in good faith to you. You will not be given the right, as I can see your bloodlust desperately wishes to be filled, to sate that lust. I appreciate what you are doing, and should you return and help discover the location of my father and my mother's killers, I will give him over to you. My queen, enough. And you see one of the giants kind of butt him in the gut, and that actually sends him flying, because it's a pretty big little impact on him. Take him away.
My queen, I have one more request, and I kneel down in front of her. And then I hold up the crown made of vine. May his sentence also be carried out wearing this crown. Queen. It's
You
a symbol
see
of my
her
family.
Lean over and whisper to her uncle. Fine, the court has agreed. And you see him be kind of grabbed, walked by, and you see the giant kind of hold him down, lean him towards you, and you can place the crown on him if you'd like.
Yep.
Brand's gently placing the crown on his head and giving a little tap.
With his hand.
You're gonna regret this. You're gonna all regret this. And you see him being wheeled away out of the cart. So, my dear sister, if you would be so kind to excuse me, I wish to speak with the champions of the court alone. The champions, Sarissa? Yes. Our champions. Very well. What cell are you gonna put him in? I'm sure we'll find him a place. My queen? And you see the sister kind of dip out. What is the plan? What is the plan to find this great dame?
Well, for one, Shalvus was saying that we won't fit in. It was smart of him to say that. If we have any chance, we must go to Evelyn. See if there's any information on it. see if we can dress the part.
Oh my god, I love this so much. I'm gonna get
You're
a top
welcome.
hat.
I'm
and
giving you a
monocle.
chance. I'm giving y'all all a chance to do it. You're so welcome. In which case,
There might be
in which
somebody
case-
in Everland
in which
who
case the
might
hoppers,
be able to help you fit in.
in which case the hoppers will have a teleportation circle for us to get to Yantar. After that, I promise you, I'll find that boat and extract every bit of information I can from it.
No problem. And for this young lady, I'm sorry, is there a relation?
Alonia is my sister. So,
It would be the honor of the court to have your sister be a guest among us. Please, I insist. At least until a few days have passed and she has time to recover.
I'd like to kind of see if I can tell whether or not she's sincerely worried about her well-being, as I think she is, or if she's wants a hostage for our good behavior.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an insight check. You don't... 16, for those of you on the stream. Yeah, you don't give any strange vibes.
All right.
Nothing weird.
I believe she'll be safe here, Cesare.
I believed that you would be safe before, Alonia. I thought the temple in Golden Fields was the best possible place for you, surrounded by magic and healers. I do not want to make that mistake again, but you have been through so much. I would respect whatever you think is best.
You might be more comfortable with Harpers. These Harpers that we know in Everland. They become great allies. Maybe you could stay with them.
I'm gonna leave this up to Philip, not Cesare. Philip, where would Alanya want to stay? Here in the court with the Queen, or would she want to accompany you to Everland?
She would want to stay with her brother. She's been through a lot. He's the only person she knows. Yeah.
Even though he abandoned her in a fiery wasteland
My
of a
question
city.
is did the gnome figure out that like there's a teleportation circle to Loudwalk?
You have no idea what happened to Elster.
I know. But that's my question.
They're collecting small folk now.
Yeah, I'm giving you two choices, man. She can either say she's going to go with you to Everland and stay with the Harpers, or she's going to stay here with the Queen.
I think she's my sidekick now, and she's just going to come with us on all of our adventures.
Okay, well, I'm not giving you that option, so I'm going to give you the option for the third time, or then I'm going to make a decision.
Okay. Yeah, I think Everland.
Okay. So you basically hear her apologize to the Queen and tell her she appreciates it, but she would feel more comfortable among her people. I understand. I am ready, and excluding you, Alanya, the four of you look as though you are not terribly haggard. And only a few hours have passed, so if you are prepared, I certainly think it feasible to take you to Everland.
What? Real quick. I'm sorry. Is there anything else of your father's that we might have? My friend here, and I kind of put my hand towards Malachi.
I hold up the button.
He's trying extremely hard to be able to see your father through magic. The more of his things, the easier it is for him.
I certainly could get you some more things, items, that belong to him. I will say that my uncle is obviously, being the brother of my father, very familiar with him and capable of magics, and he has been unable to locate him either. It is the belief, after speaking with him over these last 10 weeks, that something is interfering with that. If you wish me to fetch you a bit of cloth or the like to continue to scry, I can certainly do so. I'm just not sure what good it would do.
I understand. I think. Malachi, does that make
Rivermire,
sense?
Yes, I believe it would not be necessary, but I appreciate your efforts.
I understand.
So, Everland, again.
Yes,
Ping pong.
I believe so.
Very well. And so she takes you guys back, and you guys soon find yourself with Alanya standing outside of the gates of Everland.
So, does she leave us with 2 conches still, or does she ask one of them back?
She didn't take any conches from you.
So we
Okay.
still have 2. That is awesome. I was kind of not bringing that up on purpose.
One in each bag of holding.
Yeah, very true.
So, you guys are able to make it through the gate again. At this time, the city, it's only been probably 2 or 3 days since you last passed through the gates. And you can see the guards beginning to recognize you. And as you kind of make your way into the city, you see that the city is starting to return to normal. The last time you visited, there was a work halt. The streets were empty. There was a threat of doppelgangers. That was only a few days ago. But it seems as though the city is bustling again. And at this point, it's a little bit past midday. The city is up and about and moving.
Friends, I do think that Bran has a capable friend of his that we could go see that might suit us well. This is something that we need to spend coin on. Look the part, as Shalvus said.
I feel that I owe him some coin. Because he restored this cloak for free, no charge.
Then that is where I think we should go.
Yes, a fine artist. I agree. Let us be on with it. And I'm gonna...
The last time you guys saw Brendel, he was actually at the Moongleam Tower, not the marketplace. So where do you guys want to head? Do you want to head to the marketplace or the Moongleam Tower looking for him?
I would think the market, because everything's going back to normal.
Okay. So you guys head down to the Bell Market. And in no time, you see and hear a very familiar voice calling out. Oh, I am calling out. Oh, please, good sir, let me help you with that. Oh, no. Oh, please, over here. And eventually, Brendel comes into view. You guys are seeing Brendel again. Oh, my friends! Oh, I am so proud of you, Bran. Oh, you have kept this in marvelous shape. And then you see him kind of turn to the side, and you see the blood that Bran was kind of playing around and marking around. And oh, must you always ruin your clothes? So what is it today? A cleaning? A new piece? Oh, or perhaps you would let me dress this fine young lady. Oh, my dear madam, I am so sorry. Oh, what happened, my dear lady? You see her kind of... It's fine. Not a problem. My brother here came to my aid once again. It seems he is my keeper. Oh, well, we must do many things for you if this is your brother. Cesare is not someone yet who has let me dress him, but I am convinced he will one day.
That day is today, my friend. And I put a bag of gold in his hand.
I hit him 100 gold too. This is for the cloak. Thank you.
By the gods!
I'll also put down 100 gold and say,
Yeah, me too.
Sir, I have a challenge for you.
A And you see him kind of light up, and with all this gold that you guys are placing, and he's looking around, and he's like shoveling it into his clothes, trying to like keep this away from everybody seeing. And you see him run over, and he runs behind his little thing. You can hear a familiar sound of a lockbox being unlatched, and shing, just being put into him with the cart. You see him come back out, and he just looks around at all of you. By the gods! And he comes up to Bran, and he just reaches up, grabs you, and just gives you a big kiss right on the side of your cheek. Oh, forgive me, that was unprofessional. So, let's get you ready. Might I ask what the occasion is for?
We're robbing a casino boat. And then the music starts playing.
I'm just, gonna let Cesare keep that one.
And at the we're robbing a casino boat, that is where we will end our story for today. That is where we're going to end this session. So congratulations, guys. You have sought your vengeance on Shalvus and found the origin of the coin. And you guys hopefully will have a better plan next week than you did this week. But I had a ton of fun. I had a ton of fun. So thank you guys for hanging out with us on the... Sorry, I want to look this way because that's where the stream is. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We will be back next Thursday, not next Wednesday. We'll be back next Thursday, and I'm going to get the videos put up online. I know that last week there was a bunch of technical difficulties and craziness, so... yeah, we're going to get this video and the last video put up on the YouTube soon, I promise. But as for that, that is all I got to say. So thank you guys for joining us. And kick it over to you guys. You guys have anything you want to say to the stream?
He was lazy.
Nope.
Hey, I didn't kill him, but I will.
You didn't kill him.
See you guys next week.
All right, we will catch you guys next week. Take care.